Good evening on this Friday. We begin with that wild crime spree that ended in a police shooting in Hillsborough. Thank you for joining us. I'm Laurel Porter. Investigators say the suspect robbed or tried to rob 3 different people, all strangers to him. Bryant Clerkley's been digging into this story all day for us. Bryant, what's the latest?
Hey, Laurel, the suspect, Patrick Robertson, was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries after being shot by police. During the spree, police said he attacked 2 people, broke into 2 homes, and stole a gun and a car.
There was cops in here. They were speeding down in this cul-de-sac here, and then they just had their lights out over in that corner looking for somebody.
Cindy Gonzalez lives near Northeast Lilac Street in Hillsborough, just west of the airport. That's where police say 40-year-old Patrick Robertson started his crime spree Thursday night. He's first accused of trying to carjack a man, then physically assaulting him, but he didn't get away with the car.
That's scary. It's scary. Like I said, I've been here for 20 years, over 20 years, and this is the second time we've had any kind of incident like this in this neighborhood anyways. So it's scary. It's everywhere, and now it feels like it's coming into the residents in Hillsborough.
Authorities say Robertson then ran about a block to Northeast 17th Avenue and threatened 2 men inside a home using what police think was a replica gun and a knife. Police say he slashed one of the men in the arm and stole a handgun from the home before leaving.
Victims were completely unknown to him. So that's what makes this so unusual. And, quite frankly, terrifying for people.
Police say Robertson broke into another home on a block south of 17th. He's accused of threatening the people inside with the stolen gun, then taking a car from the home and leading cops on a chase.
An officer spotted the vehicle in the city, and the vehicle eluded that officer, and it was eventually picked up by Washington County Sheriff's Office, who assisted in the pursuit.
Authorities caught up with Robertson about 5 miles away at the roundabout on Shoals Ferry and River Road, where they say he wrecked the car. That's what led to the shooting.
Once Mr. Robertson wrecked out, he got out of his vehicle, he produced a handgun, pointed at the officers, and they fired on Mr. Robertson. He was injured.
Robertson has non-life-threatening injuries. The officers were not hurt. And along with the robbery, burglary, and assault, Robertson also faces unlawful use of a weapon and eluding charges. We also found out he had previous parole violation warrant for an attempted murder charge. It was a Hillsborough officer who shot Robertson, so the Washington County Major Crimes Team is now investigating. Laurel?
What a terrifying ordeal for those involved. Thank you, Bryant. And more trouble in Portland's Old Town. Police say a man was stabbed this afternoon near Northwest 3rd and Davis. He is expected to survive. This is the same area where 2 people were stabbed just hours apart last Friday. Tonight, we're learning more about one of those victims. 53-year-old Mark Davis was killed near Broadway and Cooch last Friday. Witnesses report seeing the suspect and Davis in an argument before he was stabbed. His aunt told us Davis was a lovable family man.
He was a funny guy, he likes to crack jokes, He was a lovable person. He loved God, and he's going to be missed very well by lots of people. He loved his kids, He's just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
As we reported yesterday, police arrested 20-year-old Khalil Ford for Davis's death. We also learned Ford was arrested, arraigned, and released just 2 days prior for a completely different case where he was accused of beating up an elderly woman in the Pearl District. Now let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines. We now know the name of the man police were investigating before a deputy shot a woman with him in Northeast Portland on Wednesday. He is Tristan Borges. He's charged with attempted aggravated murder, among other counts. Police say he started fighting a Multnomah County Sheriff's deputy. This happened near Holiday and Grand. A woman got involved in the fight as well. She was the one shot by the deputy. She is expected to survive, but is still in the hospital. We now know the deadly fire that burned the senior living center in St. Helens was accidental. Columbia River Fire also confirmed the explosions happened because of oxygen tanks stored in the apartment where the fire started. In this video, you see officers rushing in to save those inside the Columbia Hills Retirement Center on Wednesday morning. Sadly, one person did not make it and died at the scene. The Boy Scouts will be out at the Ace Hardware in St. Helens tomorrow. They're collecting donations for the victims if you would like to help. And did you feel the ground shake this morning just before 6 a.m.? A lot of people did. It was an earthquake that hit the Lynn County area. Surveillance video you see here from a grocery store shows some of the bottles rattling on the shelves. The epicenter was about 9 miles from the town of Lacombe, southeast of Salem. The USGS says the quake was magnitude 4.4, which is pretty rare for this area. The good news is there are no reports of damage, and experts don't believe this is a precursor to a larger quake. A restaurant in Old Town needs your help finding the criminals they say broke their windows and burglarized their shop. Trap Kitchen shared surveillance footage from early this morning. They say 3 people were involved. One first used a blowtorch on the glass door that caused it to crack, and then someone comes back and breaks through it. The thieves took off with the cash register. The co-owner of the BIPOC-owned restaurant said they've only been open for a few months and haven't experienced anything like this.
We didn't ever think that somebody would break in here. The community knows us, downtown knows us, everybody knows us around here, other businesses, so we kind of look out for each other. But yeah, we didn't expect this.
They now plan to beef up their security and surveillance. Trap Kitchen started in Portland as a food truck. It's a branch of the Oakland restaurant that's gained fame for catering celebrity parties and events. Today, the White House announced President Biden is returning to Oregon. It is his second visit this year and part of a West Coast swing next week, first stopping in California, then in Oregon on Friday and Saturday. The White House has not released specifics. You may remember the president made a quick stop in Portland in April to promote the bipartisan infrastructure bill. And one thing we could see on the president's schedule, a show of support in the race for Oregon governor. This week it got even more intriguing with Nike co-founder Phil Knight, who's already given millions of dollars to unaffiliated candidate Betsy Johnson, now also handing Republican Christine Drazan $1 million. We haven't heard back from Knight, but probably safe to say this move is more of a no vote on Democrat Tina Kotek. Last night, all 3 candidates met in Medford for a Southern Oregon debate. According to KGW political analyst Len Bergstein, all 3 candidates are trying to paint their rivals as extremists. And you'll see that in millions of dollars worth of ads running in the next month.
Each of the candidates have got enough money to really inundate all of us with ads about this race. And so we're going to buckle up, I think, for the last couple of weeks of this campaign.
Each candidate has brought in 13, 14, 16.5 million. We're just getting started.
Oh boy, just getting started with those ads. That second voice was Republican strategist Rebecca Tweed. Our experts may come from different camps, but they both agree this rate is historic, since it will be the most expensive governor's race ever in Oregon. And there are 3 candidates, all of whom are women.